Today, we're talking about the evils of gluten and which alcohols you can drink if you are gluten intolerant but still want to get hammered. That's right, I'm here for you. Hey there, Dave Allred, the Real Barman here. Good to see you, good to have you, good to be here. I'm here with another action-packed adventure for you and your kin gathered around the YouTube radio saying in bated anticipation, what will the Real Barman get himself into this week? What we're getting into this week is this evil villain called gluten, which has emerged over the past decade. You know, when I was a kid, we endured our tummy aches like men. We forged ahead, or our friends would call us pussies. And then some of us would run off to the swing sets and cry. Today, gluten has been identified as a real disease, or more accurately, celiac disease, which causes people to be intolerant of gluten, and it causes the digestive system to react in a way that's, well, not pretty. According to Medical News Today, 1 in 141 people have celiac disease, which is odd to me because it seems like every third person I talk to tells me why gluten is ruining their life. Which foods have gluten, which restaurants are gluten-friendly, which prompts me to inform them that I'm actually intolerant of gluten-intolerant people and why they are ruining my life. Okay, I jest. Back to beeswax. We're here to talk about which alcohols have gluten, which ones don't have gluten, for those of you, for the 141 of you who still need to get wasted and want to throw up the old-fashioned way. So let's get the easy ones out of the way first. Let's start with beer. So beer has gluten. That's it. End of lesson. So if you want to drink beer and you're gluten intolerant, you need to get gluten-free beer, which they have out there, and it's really not too bad. So beer is pretty cut and dry. If it doesn't say gluten-free, don't drink it. Wine. Good news for all you wine gluttons out there. Wine is gluten-free. Unless you dunk your bread in it or pour it on your Lucky Charms in the morning, it is going to be gluten-free. It is made obviously from grapes, so this is going to be true of anything like brandies, cognacs, sherries, ports, grappa, triple sec uso, anything made with grapes. And then with sake, you're going to be fine too because that's made from rice. Now for the biggie, liquor. Dun, dun, dun! I'm going to spare you the suspense and drama. I'm not going to slowly build a plot and bring on the conflicts and the climaxes. I'm going to spoil it right now and tell you that any distilled liquor is gluten-free, despite what you heard from your best friend or some blog you read somewhere. The distillation process separates the alcohol from everything that is grain or mash or donuts or Twinkies or anything else. At this point, the alcohol and the gluten go their separate ways. Don't believe me? Go to celiac.com and check it out. They've been providing celiac disease and gluten-free information since 1995, and they clearly state that all alcohols that are distilled are gluten-free. So why all the controversy? Why can some liquors claim that they're gluten-free, like Tito's or Ciroc, and others can't? Well, according to the TTB, the Alcohol, Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau, which shouldn't it be the ATTTB? That's confusing. Anywho, they are a government agency and they claim that a third-party test is needed for anyone to claim that their product is gluten-free. In addition, unless the product is made with gluten-free ingredients, they cannot advertise on the label that it's gluten-free, which is a bunch of crap because science proves that the distillation process separates those two things. That's a fact. It's not opinion. It's not hearsay. So don't come at me unless you got some facts. In fact, go ask any expert liquor distiller who works at a distillery. These are liquor scientists who do this for a living, and they will tell you without hesitation that any distilled liquor is 100% gluten-free. So why do we still have people saying, that's not true. I drank X brand of liquor and I still got sick, so it must have had gluten in it. Wow, really? You got sick drinking alcohol? Man, I think I'm allergic to gluten. I think it all started at that party I was at when I was 16 years old. Now, I mean no disrespect if you're gluten intolerant. I know it's a real thing. My point is, alcohol is poison. Do you have any idea how many chemicals are in alcohol that will make you feel ill? In addition, let's not forget about the placebo effect. And you might think that's a cop-out, but think about it. You're going out drinking. You used to think that alcohol had gluten in it, and now you've been told it doesn't. And now you're just kind of hoping that it doesn't have the ingredient in there that you're allergic to. So maybe your brain doesn't really believe it, and it causes a reaction based on past experiences. The subconscious is a powerful, powerful thing. But we're not here to go into the power of the subconscious mind. All you really need to know is, can I go out and get plastered with my friends and throw up from the chemicals instead of the gluten? And the answer is yes. Now, the last thing I need to cover so I don't receive any vicious and barbaric emails and comments from the gluten-free community is after the distillation process, if there's any additives, preservatives, coloring, it is at risk of having gluten, as well as cross-contamination if there's a distillery that has other products that have gluten in them, if there's any cross-contamination. This is an unlikely scenario, but this is my full disclaimer. I don't want to wind up in court with someone saying, Your Honor, the real barman clearly stated I could have liquor, and now I'm sick. What this all means is when you go out, you can have your Grey Goose, you can have your Maker's Mark, you can have your Patron. Doesn't matter if there's wheat in it to start with because it's going to be distilled and separated. However, if you want to live in a bubble, if you're a bubble person, go ahead and order your Tito's and your Ciroc or your wine just to be safe. Then you'll feel better about it. And that's going to do it for the day. I really do appreciate you being here and hanging out with me. Check me out at therealbarman.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you and I can have more barman adventures together. And if you feel like the bar life's for you or you want to get into the bar life, check out the link in the description below to see how to become a bartender. I'm going to see you next time. The Real Barman out.